Someone changes the moment you stop saying yes. Yet most people never notice that hidden shift today. Your brain expects honesty, but subtle control usually hides behind familiar words, smiles, and everyday kindness instead. What happens next reveals far more about their psychology than anything they ever openly admit to you. Stay with me, because once you recognize these patterns, you will never overlook them again in life. The most surprising part is that control rarely begins with obvious threats or loud, angry arguments ever. It often appears through guilt, doubt, disappointment, and tiny emotional pressures your brain quietly accepts without questioning first. Emotionally intelligent people notice these invisible signals before they become painful habits that slowly reshape confidence over time. Today, you will discover why losing someone's control often exposes their real psychology more clearly than words. Why guilt becomes a weapon. The first reaction to losing control is rarely anger, because guilt works far more quietly inside relationships. Instead of honestly explaining feelings, they subtly make your choices seem responsible for every emotional disappointment experienced. Your caring brain naturally searches for harmony, making guilt especially powerful when empathy becomes emotionally exploited over time. But here is the hidden twist. Healthy relationships never require guilt before respect can genuinely exist together. Notice how simple boundaries suddenly become described as selfish, cold, or strangely unfair without real logical reasons. The problem is rarely your decision, because your growing independence quietly changes the emotional balance between both people. Emotionally aware individuals pause before apologizing and carefully ask whether responsibility truly belongs to them first every time. Once you recognize guilt replacing honest communication, controlling behavior becomes much easier to identify and calmly resist later. When your confidence changes the relationship. Something even more revealing often happens after guilt no longer influences your decisions or emotional direction anymore. The same people who once praised your choices suddenly begin questioning nearly everything you confidently decide for yourself. Their criticism may sound helpful, yet the hidden goal is often restoring influence instead of offering genuine guidance. The scary part is confidence exposes unhealthy expectations that remained invisible while you constantly sought everyone's approval before. Some people even change how others see you after realizing they cannot easily change your personal choices. Rumors, subtle comments, and misleading stories become quiet attempts to weaken trust without facing you honestly first. Strong emotional intelligence means protecting your character through consistent actions, instead of chasing everyone's changing opinions constantly. Remember, people who truly respect your growth protect your reputation, even when they completely disagree with you. Real freedom begins with self-respect. When your boundaries remain consistent, controlling people often reveal emotions they successfully concealed for many previous years. Some withdraw affection, others become unusually angry because your confidence quietly reduces their emotional influence over time. Instead of forcing motivation, your brain needs small systems that compound quietly over time through quiet growth. Here is the beautiful truth. People celebrating your growth never fear losing control, because respect always replaces manipulation. Your peace was never created by pleasing everyone, because approval constantly changes with other people's expectations around you. Today you understand why healthy boundaries expose hidden intentions, instead of creating unnecessary conflict between caring individuals naturally. This week, calmly protect one meaningful boundary and carefully observe who genuinely respects your emotional independence without resistance. Once your brain chooses self-respect over constant approval, emotional freedom becomes your strongest lifelong source of inner peace.